Hello. In today's programme we'll be talking about the refrain, or ritornello. It's the term developed from Mille Plater, which is a book by Gilles Deleuze and Felix Guattari. The term refrain is used to describe the production and maintenance of territories, and it's comprised of three aspects: territorial refrains, territorialized function refrains, and refrains that collect or gather forces. All are territorial assemblages, and they're selected from milieu or milieu fragments in combination. We'll be looking at how these terms, the idea of the refrain, can be used to consider the way groups of agents or collaborative groupings in general can be formed and maintained and considered. With the territorial refrain, a classical mode, the forming of a territory makes an abode, a home, in the middle of chaos. If the blackboard is considered to be a milieu, the milieu of all milieus, of chaos, then the directional infra-assemblage forces constitute, make up the threshold of the territory. Within the territory, the territorialized function refrain, which is described as romantic, the forces are directed towards protecting germinal forces that have a task to do. i.e., once the territory is formed, it then performs a function. The perimeter of the territory is a membrane or filter that only lets certain things in or out, i.e., if you are not of a particular type, if you don't fit the motif or refrain of the territory, you will not be allowed to enter. Agents of type 1 will not be able to enter a territory of agents of type 2, not without a significant recoding. Any mistake here in rhythm or harmony will threaten the whole system. That is why the boundary is maintained. The territorialized function refrain is an organizing principle, and it's composed of dimensional or intra-assemblage forces. The third aspect of the refrain are forces that collect or gather. This is the opening up of the territory onto a future which it has helped to create. These forces are improvisations that direct outwards towards cosmic forces, or inwards to a point of cosmic intensity at its heart. The refrain that collects or gathers forces is composed of deterritorializing forces, or components of passage to another assemblage, another territory, or just simply as a means of escape from the territory. So the first phase is the classical or territorializing function. Then once the territory is formed, you have the the territorialized function refrain, followed by the deterritorializing components of passage. Now, it sounds like this is a series, but in fact these aspects are all present in each refrain, and it's just a matter of emphasizing one aspect over another. Guattari, in his solo work, tends to divide refrains, or ritornellos, into two interacting categories of affect: ritornellos of expression and content ritornellos. Ritornellos of expression are sensory effects and they are non-problematic objects. For instance, a chair. Content ritornellos, or problematic effects, he also describes as abstract machines. An example of this might be an artwork. According to Guattari, any enunciative statement is composed of content and expression. The enunciative statement is where they meet. In a collaborative mission, the unexpected event can cause rapid deterritorialization of the group. It then reconfigures or attempts to restate itself as a group. The group is a collective enunciation or statement of a territorial refrain in process. The refrain is a layout of two types of effect, and effect is durational in a Bergsonian sense, meaning that it is composed of intensive and intentional states. These cannot be numbered or extracted. They constitute singular, unique events and are effectively non-translatable. Effects can only be experienced first-hand and subjectively. This has significant implications for agents. If the agent or collaborative group is composed as a territorial refrain, and that refrain is singular and non-translatable, how is information received in the field to be transmitted to other agents and other collaborative groups? Can we bring out about situations where agents within the field all experience the same moments of effect? What we propose is an exploration of collaborative models of producing refrains within refrains. Each collaborative group within a larger molecular collaboration and within the larger refrain of contemporary practice is composed of the territorial refrain, territorialized function refrains, and refrains that collect or gather forces. The territorial refrain, each of the collaborative groups is consolidated around a territorial refrain composed of intra-assemblage forces, these forces forming the territory, and the motif or refrain, the style of the group defines the group. With territorialized function refrains, the collaborative groupings are also composed of refrains that perform functions within the group, i.e. the tendency for roles within the group to be allocated by competency. These are directional forces, and these are the forces that comprise what the group, the machine of the group does, and in which direction it moves, and how the style develops. So the first stage, the territorial frame, is forming. The second phase is to do with the way the group evolves within its own territory. And the third phase, the refrains that collect or gather forces, within a molecular grouping, each of the groups causes others to deterritorialize. That is, each individual within the group and each group in respect to other groups. They mutate each other towards an unknown future.